I could do my abortion question for you guys. Last time I did that was over a year ago for sure. I always like to see what people say in my little scenario. Maybe another time. Yeah, it's just kind of a simple question. So I give it in a series of, most of the freaks that have been here have heard the questions for a long time. But I'll give you it in a series of questions. So let's say there's a girl that is a woman who is, 4 months pregnant, walking down the street, and a mugger comes up to her and punches her in the stomach and takes her wallet and runs. But, he couldn't tell that she was pregnant or anything. Punches her in the stomach, grabs her wallet and runs away. And then she lost the baby. Should the mugger who punched her in the stomach get any sort of, like jail time for the death of that baby? Or should it just be the assault? So that's my first question. So should the mugger get any jail time for the death of the 4-month baby? He didn't even know she was pregnant. He just punched her in the stomach, took the purse, So what should that be? Would that be assault, or what would that be? Yeah, you should get jail time, right? Most people think that. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Yeah, now let's do the same story. That same girl's walking down the street. She's 4 months pregnant. And she'd already decided, and she was actually heading to an abortion clinic at the time. She was actually going to walk into the abortion clinic. Right outside is where she got mugged. She was still 4 months pregnant, punched in the stomach, and lost the baby that way. Do you have the same feeling to the mugger at this point? Because she was about to go get and abort that same baby. So what do you think about that? She was actually going to terminate it inside the building here. And instead, she got mugged, and then the baby died that way. So should the guy still get prison time for that? See, nobody's responding because that makes it kind of a weird question, right? Yeah, but why should he get any extra time for the death of that baby when she was about to go kill it, and even in a more sort of premeditated fashion? She knew that she was pregnant. The mugger punched her, didn't even know she was pregnant. She wasn't showing or anything like that. And it died, the baby, but the mother was literally, and then you know what the answer always is? It's a woman's right to choose. And that's where at that point, I just get really frustrated with the whole conversation and everything. Because you always wonder, why do people get... and then let's just say this. That same lady is 4 months pregnant, but the mugger decided not to attack her, and she went into the abortion clinic and got rid of the child. So where's the outrage? Like you were outraged. Everybody in the media, if you told this story about this lady that was 4 months pregnant, a mugger punched her in the stomach and she lost the kid, everybody would be outraged. Oh, throw him in prison forever. But if you told the story, hey, this 4 month, same person and everything. She went into an abortion clinic and aborted the 4-month-old child. Nobody blinks. Nobody cares. So the thing is why did you care so much about the baby when the mugger did it, but you don't care about it when the same lady went into the abortion clinic? See that? So that's where it's weird, and it's strange too, because I get it. I could see feeling that way. Oh yeah, she had an abortion? Okay. But the mugger, we're all angry. So what are you angry about? Are you angry at the life taken by the mugger? Or is it just that the mugger took away, what is it? So what are you angry about when the mugger did it? And why aren't you the same anger at the mother when she just went in and had it removed? You see what I'm saying? It's weird. It's a weird dynamic in thinking. That's where I can't overcome. Like, to me, it's just I can't make it make sense. And by the way, you guys, I know we're just talking about something random here, but I still need you guys' support for the channel, even if you don't agree with what the hell I'm saying. All right, we're like 50% of the goal tonight, so. And that's another thing too. It's like, you know, each baby is just as much the man's as it is the woman's, even though she's the one that carries it and everything. So, like, let's say a man wants to have the child. Why doesn't he get to have any say in whether or not she has an abortion or not? Because it's her body, Gray. And there it is. It's like, wow, so he doesn't have... Well, it is, Natalie. You can disagree all day you want, but it's just as much his as it is hers. Yeah, I mean, so the baby is just as much his. And so here's what's weird is, like... So let's say the woman doesn't want the baby, but he does. Like, he's like, I want to have the baby. I'll take care of it. And she doesn't want to, and she can just walk in and have an abortion. But then, let's say he doesn't want it, and then she wants it. He doesn't have any say in it at all. And then, now she has a baby, and now you're required to pay child support for the next 18 years. Yeah, I mean, it just seems pretty bogus. Like, so I think men should have, I mean, most men would want to be part of the child's life, but there should be an option where a man can, he says, I don't want this child. I'll sign away all rights, and he never gets to see it or anything like that. And I think that would make it fair. Like, it's like a legal, I don't know what you call it, like a, you know, it's not an abortion, but it's like he gives up his rights. And I think that would make it fair. Because I think a lot of women, there's women out there that have the baby knowing that they're going to get the monthly checks. Okay? And I think that would completely remove that as an option out there. You know, especially the ones that get the, and then I don't know what you would do with the welfare, how that would still work, but. And that's why they actually, there's murders that happen out there. We've covered about 50 of them on this show. So. What's shameful, Georgia girl? Yeah, I'll tell you what's shameful is somebody, when a guy doesn't want the child, and they're going to just have the baby anyways, and then force that person for 18 years to send in checks when they didn't even want to have a child with you. That's even more shameful, I think. Birth control's the answer. Men, and you'll say, well, they should have worn a condom. Or, yeah, I know. We get it. Okay, but after she becomes pregnant, men have no rights. Zero after that point. So once a woman's pregnant, the men have no rights at all. Anyways, I don't know. There's got to be something. We've talked about all these before over the years. I'm just saying, you know. And, you know, I'll tell you what really sucked. I used to be I've said this before too, but I used to work at a bank as like a mortgage. I don't even remember what it was. Like mortgage. We just put together the, you know, packages or whatever. And it just, you know what sucked is when men have to pay child support, it counts as a payment, just like having a credit card bill. So if they pay $700 a month and they make $4,000 a month, that's like having a $700 car payment, where the woman gets to take in the $700 and it counts as income coming in. But shouldn't the $700 really just be as if they were living together? You know, and that $700 is not counted extra. It's just like they were living together, and apparently that's what he would have spent anyways. Shouldn't that be the reality? And the answer is yes. Anyways, none of you guys had anything to say about that, so I'm switching now to a completely different topic. And hopefully you guys can help support the channel if we switch topics, because we have absolutely gotten crushed in the last hour. I mean, if you scroll up, there hasn't been any support for the channel for probably, I mean, hell, what time is it? See, and that just shows you that you can't talk about something else. It's a woman's right to choose.